Welcome back. This is going to be the homework review for lesson 37, spheres. And a reminder that a sphere is going to be a three-dimensional object where all the points are equal distance from the center. So two-dimensionally, we would call it a circle on a flat plane, so it's just all the points that are same distance away from the center. Here, three-dimensionally, we call it a sphere. So one of the formulas that we know or should have learned from class is that the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi times the radius cubed, which means in this case that very much like the circle, area of a circle situation, the radius is extremely important information. So we see here that the basketball has a diameter of 9.4 inches, but very importantly, diameter of 9.4 inches. Therefore, if the diameter is equal to 9.4, then our radius must equal to 9.4 divided by 2, which is going to be 4.7. Okay, so we're going to take our calculator. We're going to do volume is equal to 4/3 pi times 4.7 to the third power. All right, so let's take our calculator and let's clear all this out here. So we're going to do 4 divided by 3, and then pi 4.7 to the third power raised to the third, and then enter. And we get 434.89, which will round about to approximately 435 cubic inches. So it's approximately 435 cubic inches, which is going to be, in this case, choice 2. All right. So again, once we know what the radius is, we should be able to find our volume. Question 2. Which of the following is the volume of the largest sphere that can fit inside of a cube, whose volume is 1,000 cubic inches? And so what's happened is we're going to just be able to make a cube. All right, and a cube here, oh, oops, oh, that's enough a little bit. So more like this. Yeah, that's okay. So the volume of a cube is edge to the third power. We call it edge here because these edges here, because it's going to look confusing to use the word side when a side could also mean a face. So we use edges, and so we're told in this case that the volume of the cube is 1,000, and therefore is equal to the edge to the third. So some value to the third power is equal to 1,000. Well, that value would be 10. So our measurement would be 10 inches as far as the edge. Now, we have, in this case, a sphere inside. Okay. And in this case, the diameter of the sphere is equal to 10 as well. So if my diameter, because it's the same width as fitting into the box, so if the diameter is going to be 10, the radius has to be half of that, which is going to be 5. So now our volume is equal to of the sphere. Okay, this is the sphere. Is 4/3 times pi times 5 to the third power. Well, let's see now. That's 4/3 times pi, and now 5 to the power is 125. Well, over 1, and because we have fraction. So if you multiply 4 times 125, that's going to be 500. So you have 500 pi over 3 inches cubed as our volume. And that's going to be, in this case, choice 1. All right, so again, the key thing was to find the biggest radius that we can use for our volume, and that was, for the most part, the diameter being the same length, same measurement as the edge of the box. Okay, all right. Here, a hollow metallic ball is created that has an outer diameter of 10 centimeters and a thickness of 1 centimeter in all directions. Which of the following expressions could be used to calculate the volume of the metal used in units of cubic centimeters? So we see in this case the diameter of the large sphere is going to be 10. But it has 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on this side. Okay, and so therefore, if we're looking for the diameter of the small sphere, this measurement here, it would not be 9, but instead our diameter is going to be 8 centimeters. So we need to find, in this case, the volume of the big sphere, which is going to be 4/3. Well, if the diameter of the big sphere is 10, then diameter big is 10, then the radius of the big sphere is going to be 5. So we're going to use 4/3 pi times 5 to the 3rd power. And the volume of the small sphere is also 4/3 pi r cubed. But here, if the diameter of the small sphere is going to be 8, then the radius of the small sphere has to be 4. So that'd be 4 to the 3rd. And we're going to now subtract these two. So we now have 4/3 pi times 5 to the 3rd power minus 4/3 pi times 4 to the 3rd power. Now, before I get my calculator out, okay, to multiply 5 to the 3rd and 4 to the 3rd, I do notice that all the answers they look like it's almost a factored form. And it makes sense because here we can see that there's a greatest common factor here. The greatest common factor here for both of these terms is 4/3 pi. So what we're going to do now is we're going to factor out 4/3 pi. And we're left over with 5 to the 3rd minus 4 to the 3rd. And this will be the answer we have. And that's going to be here, choice 4. Okay? All right. So in case we'll put everything together. All right. So here, the main thing was to find the radius of the large sphere, radius of the small sphere, very similar to our shaded region problems we had before. We're now seeing in this case, you take the large volume minus the small volume to find the leftover volume. All right. And that would be the amount of metal used to figure out this hollow sphere. Okay. So let's make this full screen again. And now 4. So a spherical baseball has a radius of 1.47 inches and weighs 11 grams per inch. Which of the following is closest to the weight of the entire baseball? This is one of those problems that's very similar to what we've done before, where we had to find the volume and we would then convert, in a previous problem, we converted the volume into a liquid form, like, and I guess how many liters, and then, or convert into gallons in this case. And yeah, so the idea was to be able to take our volume and convert it into a different form. In this case, we have weight. So we're going to now first find the volume of the baseball. So V is equal to 4/3 pi times 1.47 to the 3rd power. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this. So we'll take our calculator. So we have 4/3 pi, and our radius is going to be 1.47 raised to the 3rd power. And that's going to be 13.3057. So it's about 13.31. So approximately 13.31 cubic inches, so it'd be inches cubed. All right, but now to find the weight of this, we're going to multiply by 11. Now, here's the thing, okay, because we're looking for the nearest whole in grams. It'll be fine if we use this number or just use the same number say in a calculator. And why is that a good thing? Well, here's a good thing about this, ladies and gentlemen. We have on a calculator already set up. We can just type in times 11. And we will find that the grams are close to 146.36. So it's approximately 146 grams. Okay, not exactly, but approximately. And so this is the answer for number 4. So we we've done problems like this before, and so you should expect these types of questions on any type of test and all, and where you're not just finding a volume, you're going to be converting it into some other type of form, whether it be a weight or liquid form or all these things here. So this is going to be the end of part one for our review. There, we're going to do part two and then also part three because the next couple of questions are pretty lengthy on their own. And so these questions hopefully were not so bad for you guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys watching this. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like. And if you have not done so yet, so if you're new to these videos and my channel, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you'll be alerted when new videos are added. I'm going to be continuing on past geometry into Algebra 2, so you might want to just be notified of when those new videos are added because you might want to kind of jump ahead and get a little practice of the next lessons you'll be seeing next semester. All right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys for hopefully learning, because remember, the key thing is learning. Learning is so much more important than a grade. The grade doesn't mean as much as the knowledge you carry with you. So, ladies and gentlemen, very important. I ask that you guys take care of yourselves and be safe. I'll see you in the next video.